In every presidential race, all the candidates do their best to win our votes. Each candidate makes promises, whether it be lowering taxes or ending war. We just have to trust that they will follow through once elected. Today, I would like to talk about Congressman Ron Paul, one of the presidential candidates, because I feel like the media has ignored him. No, I'm not saying to vote for him, but I would like to persuade you to take the time to at least learn a little about what he stands for. As former Bush family insider Doug Wheat puts it, Ron Paul just makes good sense. Ron Paul still remembers the U.S. Constitution and knows it by heart and believes in it. You can't say that about Barack Obama or any other Republican candidates. There are the candidates, and then there's Ron Paul. He stands alone. Ron Paul is the only candidate who predicted and warned against the economic crisis, who understood and explained the reasons for it, and offers a viable solution. He is the only candidate who really means it when he says he wants to bring our troops home and scale down our unsustainable and unreasonable empire. Also, he is the only candidate who is serious about slashing spending and eliminating taxes. Ron Paul is the leading advocate for freedom in our nation's capital. As a member of the U.S. House of Representatives, he works tirelessly for limited constitutional government, low taxes, free market, and a return to sound monetary policies. He is known among his congressional colleagues and his constituents for his consistent voting record. He never votes for legislation unless the proposed measure is clearly authorized by the Constitution. Ron Paul said, "I'm running for President of the United States because I believe that our traditions and way of life are under attack from out-of-control federal government and reckless politicians who show no regard for what our founders entrusted to our protection." A brief overview of Congressman Paul's record. He has never voted to raise taxes. He has never voted for unbalanced budget. He has never voted for federal restrictions on gun ownership. He has never voted to raise congressional pay. He has never voted to increase the power of the executive branch. He voted against the Patriot Act. He voted against regulating the internet. He voted against the Iraq War. And he does not participate in the lucrative congressional pension program. He returns a portion of his annual congressional office budget to the U.S. Treasury every year. Congressman Paul is the only candidate that has served in the military. Serving in the military is a requirement to become president, although I think that they tend to overlook this requirement because Obama never served in the military. I think that if it is a requirement, there should not be any exceptions to this. I think that if this is a requirement, there should not be any exceptions for anyone. All presidential candidates make promises during their election process to better their chances of winning. We have seen for ourselves that many of them do not keep their promises. I believe Ron Paul will be different because he has been sending the same message for 30 years. Ron Paul's consistent voting record prompted one of his congressional colleagues to say, "Ron Paul personifies the Founding Fathers' ideal of the citizen statesman. He makes it clear that his principle will never be compromised, and they never are." Another colleague has observed, "There are few people in public life who, through thick and thin, rain or shine, stick to their principles. Ron Paul is one of those few." If you want to follow up on Ron Paul, all of my information came from www.ronpaul.com. Also, you can watch some of his debates on YouTube. I'm voting for Ron Paul because he has proven himself during his long political career to be a man of principle and integrity who really does care about the future of the United States. Who will you vote for on Election Day, and why?